Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I'm an artist, founder of Create Magazine, and certified master coach. And today I want to talk about something that will really help you flow through life a little bit more smoothly. Now, we all have to balance a ton of things. Maybe you are a parent, maybe you balance a day job, maybe you are a caretaker, or you're just feeling overwhelmed, even if you're a full-time artist, right? And so many times, the biggest challenge for us as creatives is the balance between the business side, the success side, the get shit done side, and the flow, the creativity, the intuition, and really nurturing our studio practice. And let's be honest, the world we live in, both of those parts are super important. And if you're into energetics, this may be referred to as masculine and feminine energy. Nothing to do with gender, but rather masculine energy shows up as something logical, organized, strategic, and planning, and feminine energy is intuitive, nurturing, creative, patient, and experimental. And if you're a creative person of any sort, artist, coach, writer, you need both, right? So you need to have the strategy and the planning enough to finish your project, but you also need space and time and the nurturing of that beautiful gift of yours. And so I want to talk about how we can seamlessly integrate these two parts in order to have a smoother existence. So instead of feeling frustrated, like, oh no, I have to walk away from my beautiful artwork and do the annoying email stuff, to really see them as partners, as allies, and as friends that are each working towards a similar purpose. And when I received my coaching certification through Yes Supply several years ago, one of the techniques that we learned is called parts integration. And parts are basically just literally what it sounds like, a part inside of ourselves that was once part of a bigger whole that maybe through stress, through life experiences, programming, conditioning got split off, and it feels very separate. So it might feel really stressful to, for example, put out an email about your artwork for sale, right? And it might feel really natural to go to the studio, but maybe the entire time you are painting, you're thinking like, oh, I should send an email. Oh, I should apply to the show. Oh my gosh, I need to invoice my client, right? So no matter, even if you ignore it and avoid it, it's still going to come through because it is part of the whole. And I want to talk about this because there is a technique that I work with my clients on to integrate individual parts. So a lot of time artists will come to me and they'll say, I am so ambitious, I want to be successful, I see myself showing my work all over the world. I say, but another part of me, that's how you know it's a parts issue, another part of me just wants to hide in my studio and be alone and live a really quiet life. So you got to understand what each of those parts is trying to accomplish. And a lot of times they have a unified similar purpose. And when you get deeper and you ask the person, like, what do you think this part wants? This part wants to feel safe. It wants to hide in the studio. And you can even name the part. Like Susie wants to hide away in a log cabin in the woods and never see a person again. And maybe there's another part of you that's like, oh, I want to have a show in New York City. I want to meet my collectors. I want to, by the radio station, by the TV, be on this famous podcast, whatever it is. That part might be called Sam, for the sake of today's episode. And you can ask yourself, like, what does Sam want? Sam wants attention. Sam wants recognition. Sam wants support. And ultimately, Sam might also want to feel safe, but she wants to feel supported and seen. And deep down, Susie might want to be seen too. So this is just a very general example of how parts may show up in your life. So I encourage you to reflect on parts of you. Maybe you have a client, she's super talented. She is an engineer, super brilliant at her day job, but she's also an artist. And when we worked together inside my course, she brought those two parts together, and it was really beautiful to see. And now she's like actually in her art business and her studio practice, which to me is super exciting. Now for you, it might be something different. It could be that you feel guilty because you're not spending as much time with your kids when you are working on your art practice or your art business. So a great exercise this weekend is to make two columns, like maybe one part of you wants X and the other part of you wants Y, and see how you can combine them together. But then once you deal with the more personal sort of things that come up with these parts integrations, you can start thinking about life and business and creativity as a whole. Like I said, we need both things, right? Like we have beautiful nature and landscapes, but the leaves that are on a tree are supported by more firm branches and roots. So there's always different textures and mediums and variations of things, right? And nothing is stagnant and nothing is only one way. There's also cycles. So, for example, if you're thinking about your creative business or your art career as a cycle, you might be in a season right now where you are creating, you are digging deep, you're figuring out what's next. And then the next season might be all about putting it out in the world and sharing it and connecting. And it all serves the same purpose. So I invite you to not demonize any part of creativity. And instead of feeling like you should do something, think about what purpose it's serving. So instead of saying, oh, I need to go post on Instagram or I need to go make a YouTube video, for what purpose? In my case right now, it's to support you, my beautiful fellow artists and creatives, to help you create a life and art career that feels good, that supports you, but also feels aligned and flowy and fun. And even today, I'm thinking a lot about this because I wear many hats, as you guys know. I run Create Magazine, I'm a podcaster, I'm obviously an artist, and I love to share and coach other artists and creatives and business owners. And one thing that I started to do was whenever I can, and this happens really naturally, is I was just doing a demo for my painting students for one of my courses. And I immediately started thinking about how it's so effortless because I get to do what I love. I get to support other people while I'm doing it. And even though they're different parts of my business, they're working together as a team. So whatever it is that you feel conflicted with in your life, I encourage you to journal on it, reflect on it, and see how you can team up those two parts together to help you reach even more success and even more abundance. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was a helpful tip for you. I also want to invite you. I have a free masterclass coming up. And if you're watching this video later, just join the waitlist below. And my artist navigation course is also opening soon. So make sure you check out the show notes if you're looking to work with an experienced certified master coach to help you grow your art career, your business, and of course, your beautiful life. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you want to hear about next. Mwah.